roads are anything but smooth around here, and you get these descents. You know, everything is 10-15% gradient climb, which means everything is at least that steep. So with disc brakes, you know, you have the confidence to go ahead and let the bike roll. You can go really silly fast, and I'm riding here with one hand. This is what Liscio is designed for. It's for being able to give us that comfort and smoothness, and being able to and being able to handle things like this. These rough roads. So I thought I'd take a minute to talk about this bike. This is Liscio by Villaggi. So the model name is Liscio, which means smooth in Italian. It's a carbon fiber road bike with disc brakes. The disc brakes provide a ton of stopping power and a lot of modulation. It has an advantage over the typical rim brake, over the caliper rim brake, in that disc brakes obviously have this rotor, and all the heat dumps into the rotor. A caliper brake pinches the rim, which produces heat into the rim. Heat in the rim is not a good thing. A lot of carbon fiber rims, a lot of carbon fiber wheels have a problem with heat being transferred into the tire, which means increased air pressure, and sometimes the tire will actually blow off the rim. Sometimes rims just completely fail because of excessive heat buildup. So, you know, with disc brakes, you can descend with confidence. The carbon frame is totally amazing. What it has is this longbow flex stay. So the longbow flex stay isolates the rider's weight, and it delivers compliance. What it does is it smooths out the road. So, you know, you can ride over rough roads and focus on pedaling. Another amazing thing is the bottom bracket. The bottom bracket is a huge monolith, and the chain stays are also totally huge. It's really stiff. The chain stay is as big as a crank arm. So what this does is it allows all your energy to go directly into the rear wheel. There's no flexing involved with that. So what you get here are all the benefits of a race bike, and yet the all-day comfort of being able to go out and ride. It's exactly what you want. So the bottom bracket and the chain stays transfer all the energy into the wheel, while the longbow flex stay allows you to have compliance, and it isolates the rider's weight. You can ride over rough roads and just ride all day. By having this taller head tube and fewer spacers, right, this keeps the whole front end stiff, and having that not flex is a good thing, which gives you more control over being able to steer the bike. Just run over this kind of stuff. The bike is also easy to ride without any hands, you know? Yeah, potholes, rough roads, whatever it is, Liscio goes over it. So this is about 25% gradient on a descent, obviously, and riding with one hand over rough bumps. I should probably really be focusing on steering the bike, really. And this is very typical of Sonoma, where you have hills, vineyards, hills, and these descents. And you know, the descents could sneak up on you if you didn't have disc brakes, or if you were deciding to ride with one hand and hold the camera. Big old hole, you could just run that over too.
I like to hear your thoughts of how you guys came up with this concept.
Yeah, we try to put in all the best things about what we love on a high-performance bike into this design. So what we wanted to do was be able to have a bike that's stable to ride, because when we're on long rides, we obviously reach for our pockets,
right,
and do all those things, or film while we're actually riding.
Right.
But we also want it to be quick, nimble, and descent as fast as you want to. So we wanted something that is fun to ride, but something that's also very stable and comforting to ride even at slower speeds.
It's definitely a totally fun bike. It's a blast. It's the best bike that I've ever ridden in a road bike. Absolutely.
The traditional thought has been to design an endurance bike. When they talk about an endurance bike, you talk about a tall head tube.
Yeah.
But what they invariably do is make a longer wheelbase, a longer trail, so that it's somewhat slower to handle.
Oh, right.
And the reason for making a longer wheelbase primarily is to give this compliant ride when you're sitting.
Sure.
So something that has a longer bar obviously has easier way to flex.
Smoother, sure.
Right. But what we don't want is that you give up a nice quick handling bike and you feel that the fun aspect of a bike that handles well is completely lost, because in a sense when you have a longer trail at front as well as a stay that's even longer, the rear end as you're going around a corner comes up later than you really want to. Right? And your center of mass actually is then distributed in the wrong places. So, but we were able to achieve a shorter wheelbase. In a sense, the wheelbase is almost similar to a racing bike, but having all the comforts of a long endurance touring bike. And that, the genius part actually is what we designed into the Longbow Flex Day. And the idea here was that if we can actually isolate the vibration, so that when the person is riding in a comfort position, when you're sitting most of the time, that all that vibration is then isolated away from the drivetrain, and it's just so that you are, in a sense, floating up here while maintaining something in a very stiff drivetrain. Technology behind that is what we designed in the Longbow Flex Day is we connected the stay and designing it very thin profile in one direction, so that it actually bends easily here.
That's great.
And has, in a sense, it has a wider stance so that it's actually torsionally and laterally stiff.
Yeah, that's
so
amazing.
When you are pedaling, all you want is the force of your pedaling action to go back to the rear wheel and propel you forward.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the feedback we've been getting is maybe one of the best all-around bike. Maybe been designed in a way that there's really very little sacrifice. You have.
I think it is. It's a really great all-around bike, for sure. It's great on gravel roads too. I have yet to actually ride it in any conditions that I thought was too much for the bike.
Really, you're not sacrificing a lot by us giving a lot of room to put, like right now you actually have a 28-seat tire.
Yeah, I have 28s on front
It is so much fun to actually ride with a 28-seat tire.
For sure.
Like I envy actually riding in it, because we want to, just me, I want to ride all the rough roads in the Sonoma County. And the more you ride it, the more you want to stay on it.
It's true. It's true. It's like you can sit here and listen to everyone talk about the bike, but the reality is you have to ride it. It delivers all the right things in the right spots. Yeah, it's amazing for sure. I'm totally stoked to be riding one.
Well, we are again extremely really have an opportunity to be able to build a bike of what we thought would be the ultimate kind of a bike, and be able to translate it to something like this that I think also doesn't look bad while you're riding.
It's a gorgeous bike, and you know, I mean, that's just the icing on the cake for sure. It's a gorgeous bike,
and it's been fun to get here, and we are very anxious to actually get a lot of these on the road and get the feedback from
absolutely get them out there. That's great. Thank you, Robert.
All right.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Ted.
Thanks. That's laughs.